this is a message that I got from a woman. I actually was in my spam folder. And I looked at it and was like, this woman's like a fan of my podcast. And so basically, she's giving proof that the stuff that I talk about actually works on them and that they're actually thankful for it. So here we go. So I got this message from this woman, and she writes, I stumbled on your podcast, and it's the best. Thank you. The ladies are learning more from the guys here. The ladies are learning more from the guys here, especially the AA ladies. I don't know what AA means, but thanks, I guess. So she says, I matched with a guy. We had a call. Sounded like a nice guy, semi-retired from a government job, looking to find his entrepreneur spirit. I'm okay with that. He said, we will meet up soon. My first contact on Match. I don't know how this works. So there's endless texting. She puts it in quotes. She says, he texted every morning with good morning and hugs, and every evening. No offer to meet up. We live about 40 miles apart. Not horrible for LA. Yeah, I live in LA. It's depending on traffic, it can be horrible. Like 40 minutes in regular traffic could be like an hour, 50, 2 hours in, 5 o'clock traffic. But overall, not too bad. So she says, this goes on for 2 weeks. Then he says his daughter is in town from college, and when she goes back, maybe we can meet. I'm like, okay. Maybe is a red flag for me. Hey, me too. I tell guys all the time, the yeses will make you happy. The no's will upset you for a while, but you'll get over it. But the maybes will drive you insane. Do not ever accept the maybe date. He says, so set up tentative plans for a day I'm on vacation. He said, let me see what my schedule is like. He texted me on Saturday, wanting to meet near his part of town. Not halfway, but by him. I said no, and I need more advance notice. What do I tell you guys? I tell you guys, you do not accept last minute dates early on, but also do not be putting out there any last minute plans. Respect the woman's time and that she might need a couple of days to get ready, because you're thinking, I should just be able to ask her out and just go out. You don't know what kind of prep she wants to do. She might want to get new shoes, new outfit, new makeup. She might want to talk to girlfriends about the best place in town to possibly take you. Like, you don't know, but give a woman a couple of days to anticipate being able to meet you. Now, that said, I've definitely done the last minute date thing, but usually I'll say, I always offer 2 days. So I'll say, hey, I know it's kind of sudden, but I was thinking I'd love to meet up with you. Let me know if I happen to be free tonight. If that's not working for you, we can definitely do a couple of days from now. But give an option of at least an alternative day that's a little bit into the future in case she needs time. She says, so just know I'm sending the screenshots to my girlfriend. Like, this guy wants me to drive to see him. So later the week, he texts me the night before wanting to meet. I told him I have plans with my kids and it doesn't work like that. Which again, so she's a single mom. Again, for you guys that are watching, of course, I've done my videos about dating single moms, but single moms are going to be busy people. And so you definitely cannot be messing with this woman's time, thinking that you can just be all willy-nilly, whatever. The fact that she's already willing to make time is fine, but she has to have a couple of days notice when there are kids involved. Real talk. So she says, so by now I've been listening to your podcast for a few weeks and I see this guy is obviously not listening. Oh, I love it. I love it. So you guys watch the show because you're going to be learning a lot of stuff that women are going to actually be interested in. So she says, the following week, he tells me he is coming to my side of town with his sister and mom for a visit. Of course, he can't see me then, but maybe that week. Meanwhile, the 2 times a day texting is getting irritating. Like, you'll come here for your family, but not me. So yeah, what she's saying, he's texting her all the time, or at least, twice a day or whatever like that. But the point is he's texting and texting and texting, but not setting a date. Women are on dating apps to set dates. They're not there to have a long-term pen pal. It really doesn't take more than like a few messages before you should be saying, hey, so I'm having an interesting conversation. We should continue this in person. Let's set up a date and time. What works for you? Very, very simple to do this, guys. Anyway, he says, she says, so he calls again and said, maybe we can meet this week. Oh, there's that maybe again. At this point, we've been chatting on the phone or texting for a month. So last Saturday, I had a meet with a great guy. This is another guy. Interestingly, she says, I had a meet up with a great guy. I'm convinced he listens to your podcast because he's been on point with everything. Well, to be fair, there are plenty of of other people that talk about this kind of stuff. I typically tend to do more deep dives though, because I've just been studying and analyzing this for so many years. But hopefully he's the guy that knows what he's doing. So let's continue on, right? So meanwhile, this other guy, she says, so he called me saying, let's make a plan to meet. Sigh. She wrote sigh. Okay, now I'm more curious than interested. So this is what I tell you guys, women will accept dates even if they're not fully interested because they're curious. They're looking to see, okay, where's this going to go? Is this guy going to be a guy that I ultimately gel with and want to get super serious with or not? I don't know. But the point is, he's waited darn near a month. So she's already less enthusiastic just solely based on the fact that he has not been showing her the proper respect as to setting up a date, being conscious of her time, and not taking advantage when he was in the area to be able to see her. And I did a video about one of the ways women pull away is that you might be the flaky one. And if you're a guy that's like intimidated or hesitant to actually set up a date, or you're wishy-washy on plans, then yeah, women are going to start pulling away from you because that's not fair to them in their time for trying to get to know you. Anyway, she says, yesterday on a Thursday at 12:30, he calls me. I answered out of curiosity and he's like, hey, just calling. I thought I'd catch you. I'm like, I'm in a meeting thinking this guy needs to get a job. It's too funny. What I tell you guys, if you're just sitting by the phone all the time, she's going to think that you're unemployed, because a guy that had a job and a life going on wouldn't just be sitting by the phone trying to call her up all the time. I told you guys this stuff. Anyway, she says, end of story. That day I told him it's been nice, but we're not a match. Blocked him on Match and from my phone. Ugh. She says, my only regret is I didn't send him the link to your podcast first. Well, if you happen to want to reach out to him on social media, there's still time. But anyway, she says, keep up the good work and giving advice to my gorgeous chocolate match this week who didn't text me after the date. Oh, so clearly she went with the black dude. But so she went out with the guy this week and they had a good time on the date. And he went home and didn't text her after the date. And then she says, my attachment to him grew over the days. I was waiting for him. I waited 4 days. And then I, the woman, texted him. He answered immediately. And we have a second date, not this weekend, but next Saturday, making me wait. And yes, I've been talking to my girlfriends about him. They're smitten. Your advice is on point, and thank you. By the way, notice what I tell you guys. I say you do not plan out weekend dates until such a time as the woman starts suggesting Fridays and Saturdays. Why? Because those are days that indicate that she's starting to build a strong interest. And especially with this guy waiting 4 days, now she's like, I don't want to risk losing this guy to like somebody else. I need to show him subconsciously. I need to show him how important this is. And I'm going to be willing to sacrifice my Saturday to spend it with him, because that's Friday and Saturdays are traditional. We're in a relationship date nights, right? So the fact that she suggested it, everything in this paragraph, we had the date and he didn't text me afterwards, waited 4 days. I texted him. I set the date for Saturday. What more I got to say, guys? Like, it's all there in this lady's message.
Call this beat Will Smith, cause it slaps hard. Hear it not when I pull up